Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about the importance of consistency and hard work actually being more important than good training programming. Right? Because what is it that we're doing with good training programming? We're trying to optimize things. And we would say that anything that is suboptimal is going to be okay training, but not particularly good training, right? If it's not optimized. It's okay training. It's not good training. If it falls below a certain threshold away from being optimal, it becomes bad training. It becomes bad programming. Does that mean you can't make good gains on bad programming? Well, that's not true. I see plenty of guys out there on bro splits with no programming at all who actually get decently big and decently strong. Or everyone says, well, they must all be on a gram a test. Well, no, not necessarily. Because that has become the traditional way to train, because the bodybuilding world carried over into the main gym culture, there's tons of guys who train that way. What do I mean a bro split? They have a leg day, a chest day, a back day, an arm day, a shoulder day. Maybe like a 5-day bro split. Right? 5-day bro split. Maybe even have an arm day. They do like 15 sets. Well, to be fair, if they're actually doing 15 reasonably hard sets, it's not ideal from a volume perspective to do in one day. But if they're doing 15 hard, challenging sets, and they are actually working their entire body through those 5 days, like let's say their leg day, they actually really and truly do train their quads and hamstrings and glutes hard. Let's say on their back day, they actually do train their back hard. And they're consistent and they do this and they don't miss a workout. And that's something I don't like when people say, well, I can just adjust my schedule based on if I feel good or not. It's like, you're going to be a weak pussy the rest of your life. You don't feel good, so you're going to skip a max effort day. That's why you're tiny and weak. I'm sorry, but when you have max effort deadlift day come up, you do it. You don't say, well, I'm going to wait 2 days till I feel better and just slide it down. No, that's bullshit. That's why you're weak. I think because I have a cold or I didn't get a good night's sleep, I don't do a max deadlift on max deadlift day. Come on. Hopefully you're messing with me. But let's come back over to it. If they train hard and consistent and they don't miss a workout and they put in the effort and they get enough sleep and enough food, doesn't that person usually end up getting pretty good results? Yeah. Yeah, they do. That's terrible training. For someone who's drug-free to train like that, with no rhyme or reason or program, right? That's bad training. That's actually bad training. But it's possible to get good results. How many guys follow a structured written program by a strength and conditioning coach and don't get good results in their first year? A whole lot. Oftentimes they're given decent programming. They're given decent programming. But they come in and half-ass it. They come in and half-ass it. And what's interesting to note, you take people, and I don't always agree with this, everything in the starting strength model, but they have a lot of data to draw from. They have a big enough cult-like following. They have a lot of data. What they've noted is that something like when they look at logs and check everything out, only like 10% of people who claim to follow the program even follow the program. It's actually decent programming for a novice. Only like 10% even follow the program. They're not consistent. A lot of them don't train hard. A lot of them don't train hard at all. And that's the thing. You get plenty of people who are like, I train hard. You get that as clients. I get clients who are like, they spun their wheels for quite a while. They're 3 years, 4 years deep and really have minimal progress. They don't train that hard. I make them train harder. They don't train hard. They thought they trained hard. They have entire muscle groups neglected. They have no work capacity. If you have no work capacity, you haven't been training that hard. You haven't built any work capacity. I give you 5x5 sets across with a weight that's semi-challenging for your first set and you're struggling by the 5th set. Yeah, you don't have any work capacity. You haven't been training hard. So let that sink in for a moment. Consistency and hard work actually will trump good programming. Will trump good programming. Good programming is for people who are consistent. Okay? People who are consistent and they train hard are the only people who really particularly benefit from good programming. You don't believe me? You guys remember the Sarmageddon thing? Did you guys watch that guy train? He was lazy. He was lazy and he was running conjugate, a proven system for elite athletes in a dozen different disciplines. This is a proven method of training, time proven. He was following conjugate and putting mild illicit substances into his body. Well, the SARMs aren't technically illicit, they're, I guess, legal. Mild muscle building and performance enhancing substances, multiple of them. Running good programming. He got almost no results. Did you watch him train? Did you watch the amount of effort he put into his work? Right? He sandbagged. He half-assed it all the way through. Everything, every training clip that you saw, you're just watching going, his maxes were a warm-up still. That guy never maxed out. He didn't max out on max effort days. He didn't push anything on speed days. He probably didn't even take any of his supplemental work within 1 rep of failure. He came in and played around. He played around. What happened? He had no results. Nothing. Guy didn't even look like he lifted. Had complete novice numbers. And I'm not even trying to be a dick. I'm just calling it. That's what a piss poor work ethic will do. That's what bad work ethic does. All right, you got to put effort into it. You do speed work, you actually have to explode as hard as you can. When you do maxes, you actually have to push. You have to strain. When you're doing supplemental work to try to create fatigue, you need to be either taking sets to all-out failure. Well, I hate to use that term, all-out failure. We know momentary muscle failure is failure. Okay? Or you need to be adding weight every time you do them. You have to be creating fatigue. All right? He basically trained like a lazy pussy. What happened? Even with SARMs and MK677, all that stuff thrown in, guy had no results. Basically was still like less than a first year lifter. He didn't train hard. Let's come back over to the point. Good programming is icing on the cake for people who train hard and consistent. That's it. Alright guys, well that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.